Yeah, no, obviously tough night. You got to credit Central Michigan. They executed and played well. Obviously, there were times during the course of the game where weather played a little bit of factor. There was some wind and rain at times, and they give them credit. They overcame um, you know uh, obviously the turnover there that they had early, and they executed. They executed in the conditions, and obviously did a good job of executing. And, we got to regroup on our end of it. We got a short week. We played Tuesday night. So, we got to put this one behind us. And we got to make sure that we finish the fight. I think more than anything else, we got to make sure that we get back to making sure everybody gets the injury check tomorrow and make sure we have a good day of recovery, take care of business in the classroom. And then, we got to get on to Buffalo full speed ahead.
Coach, offensively, you guys started off driving right down the field, and then the second half especially was a bit of a struggle. What kind of changed for the offense with moving the ball?
Obviously, we just, it comes down to execution, without having a chance to look at the game film yet. I reflect back. Obviously, we had some tip balls at the line of scrimmage that were batted down and on some third downs there that certainly didn't help. Obviously, I think in the second half there, we chose the win to take the third quarter, thinking that if we could pin them deep and at least, play on some short fields there. You got to give them credit for at least moving the ball. After they got pinned deep there with the kickoff, then they did a good job of moving the ball. And then when they punted it to us, we had some penalties there. Obviously, we had some false start penalties. That's inexcusable. That can't happen. And when we did. We just didn't execute well enough coming out of the half there, and really couldn't get any momentum. And I, obviously, got to take a look at the film and see what we need to tweak and adjust and try to get cleaned up here with a short week.
Yeah, and then they obviously, there's two playmakers with Nichols and Pimpleton. You knew they were the guys kind of coming in. How hard is it to prepare for them? What did you expect to see
those
guys, what you
guys
saw tonight?
Yeah, there's 10 game films available on those guys from this year. There's game film available from them, on those guys from last year. Lou Nichols is leading the league in rushing for a reason, and you got to give him credit because, he broke through initial contact. Several times he had some, several big chunks there where there were yards after contact, and obviously, we knew it was going to be on one of those games where we got to be a good tackling team, and you have to give him credit because he's a hard runner, and he's a guy that's strong, and he's got good patience and good vision, and and with Pimpleton, man, obviously, he's explosive with the ball in his hands. And once he got around the defense and circled the defense there, he finished the deal, and obviously he had some big plays not only on the reverses there or in the passing game or run the ball or in the reverse game, but he also had some big catches in the passing game there, and obviously, starting off the first play of the game where they threw it to him on the perimeter there, and you can see right out of the gate, what he brings to the table, and they do a good job of utilizing those guys.
And obviously, Justin Hall was out for you guys tonight. how big of a difference is he just in both the running game, the passing game, and the return game?
Yeah, obviously, he's I thought, certainly. He was recognized today as a finalist for the Horning Award, and he's a guy that's special with the ball in his hands, whether it's in the kicking game, whether it's in the passing game, or getting the ball in his hands on the running game. And so when he's doing what he does from an all-purpose standpoint, you miss that part of your offense. We knew going through the week that it was all going to come down to game day, and we're going to have to see how he felt. And nobody's any tougher than Justin, and if he can get back, he will. And I thought guys competed, and but trying to replace him is certainly tough to do.
And like you said, you got a short week. What do you hope to see out of these guys?
We got to finish the fight for each other. We got to finish the fight. We have one more left at home. You're always going to remember your last one. Buffalo's coming in here; they're going to be hungry, but we got to make a decision. We have our mindset. We got to make that up tomorrow. What are we going to do with the time that we have left together? There's 30 plus guys that'll be taking the field for the final time next Tuesday night. So we got to finish the fight together. And things happen in life for a reason. We're in this situation right now. Our backs against the wall, and I think it'd be fitting for this football team to finish the fight and go out with one more.
Coach, 4-14 on third down tonight. I know I asked you about it last week.
Mm-hmm.
You talked about the execution. Is it a combination of execution and the aggressiveness from Central? How do you think that kind of played out?
Well,
Kind of getting you guys off your mojo.
yeah, and we had some, I think at halftime, correct me if I'm wrong, I think we were 50% maybe at halftime, but then in the second half there, obviously we didn't do a good job. There was, obviously some tip balls. Again, there's some tip balls. They did a good job of getting some pressure, a time or two there on Drew. There was a sack one time. There was a second one there where they had him under pressure there and he couldn't, really couldn't get through his progression there. So, obviously something that's been a strong point for us, obviously, both this week and last week is something that hasn't been as good as it needs to be.
And then kind of follow up, you kind of alluded to it with Put. What do you kind of want to see with him on those dropbacks? Is there anything you want to sit down with him and kind of go over to?
Obviously I'll be anxious to watch a game tape. Some of them, they said he made the right read, and obviously the ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage. I think we had 3 or 4 of those balls tonight that were tipped at the line of scrimmage. So need to look at that on our end of it and, get that cleaned up. But, he's got one more left here at Schumann Stadium, and, Drew's had a really nice career here. And I think going out with a win is something that would be at the top of his list. That'd be at the top of my list. And, we got to get back at it tomorrow because of the short week that we have for Tuesday night.
And then last question for me, how big will you guys kind of harp on the physicality with next week being kind of do or die situation?
Oh, no doubt. Obviously we went in, really, those are things that you emphasize every single week, the standard with which we played around here. And some of these older guys have really done a good job of establishing, every week, the goal is to make sure that we're the most physical football team on the field, making sure we play with the best effort on the field. Those are things that this group has done a good job of. So again, obviously you got to give them credit tonight. Certainly there's a lot of physical runs out there, by Lou Nichols and by those guys offensively. So we got to look at the game film. I don't care what point it is in the season, there's always room for improvement. There's always something that you can do better. And each one of us, starting with me, we all got to look at that, and we all got to examine that, and we got to put the best game plan that we have together for one more next Tuesday night.
Coach, I know that you said your backs are kind of visible and they're looking to finish the fight. With that being said, and the loss tonight, does that affect the way you're going to approach Buffalo next week?
No, obviously we got one more left together. And again, there's 30 some guys that'll be taking the field for the final time here at Schumann Stadium. It'll be emotional. My concern is just making sure I give everything I have to those guys, because it's been a special group, and they've given, everything they've had to this program to help us get to where we're at right now. We got one more to finish together and go out with a win.
And I'm not asking for you to put words in their mouth, but given that you have coached these guys that will be stepping on the Schumann Stadium for the last time next week, what does that mean for you?
Well, that's good. That's a good question. Obviously, there'll be a time here for reflection. I'm trying to not do that right now because, I want to stay focused, and I want to have tunnel vision on the game and playing those final 60 minutes that we have together, and not think about, what'll take place when it's all said and done. But I love this group of guys. When you talk about just simply doing things the right way, on the field, off the field, in the classroom, in the community, representing Ball State football and Ball State University with everything I know I could ask of them, feel very strongly in saying that each one of these young men has done that. And so we're just going to focus on the game for now. There'll be a time for some hugs and a couple of tears and things like that later on. But right now I'm going to make sure we stay focused and tunnel vision on the final game we have together.
That's all I have, Coach. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.
We'll go ahead and open it up.
Bryce, I guess, what's the message after a game like that? I guess first and foremost.
Considering the circumstances, with a quick turnaround and things like that, it's really just on to Buffalo. This is not one of the weeks where we've got a normal amount of days in terms of preparation. It's a quick turnaround, so can't really look too much into it. It's pretty much on to Buffalo at this point. Chalk it up, on to the next one.
Yeah, I guess, for Central, though, I think they probably had the best night against you guys defensively all year. What was the biggest difference tonight, would you say?
I feel like we just got out physical. They came out with the weather conditions. They came out and decided they were going to run the ball. They did that. Like I said, they kind of brought it to us, and we had we had trouble, responding at times. We were able to come away with 2 turnovers, which was good momentum. But, the biggest thing is, too much up and down on the defensive end. We needed more consistent play. Me, starting with myself, I got to be better. And, it was just, and then when they did pass, they found success in that too. So, I got to be better.
I guess with a quick turnaround, what do you want to see both out of yourself and out of the rest of the team in the next week or so?
Just a sense of urgency and a will to want to finish. We were fortunate enough to have this last game at the Shoe. This is our home turf. It's the senior night, so there's that on the line as well. And so there's still things to play for. And I'm just a firm believer. I'm gonna fight to the end. And so that's the biggest thing. Is just I feel like we got a team full of fighters, guys with a lot of heart. So I don't think we lack that. And so we just gotta put that on display for 4 quarters.
Bryce, after last year, kind of the MAC championship and the way it did, Buffalo coming in next week. Obviously, they're going to be aggressive. Had last year on their mind. How do you think tonight's kind of physicality in the game kind of prepares you guys for what's to come next week?
It's the game of football. You got to be ready for a physical brand week in and week out. We played them in the MAC championship last year, but every year is a new year. They've got a new coaching staff over there. I know they had a couple guys transfer and leave with the last coaching staff. So we're a new team. They're a new team. 2020 is over and done. And so it's just about looking at the film, seeing what they bring to the table and, figuring out what we can do to, manage everything that they got going on.
And then I know, last question for me. I know Jordan Riley's got the start to the second half. As a defensive back and a guy who's been here, what have you kind of seen from him throughout the season? And how do you think this experience was for him, just for his development?
Yeah, me and Jordan are real close. It's like a little brother to be. I feel like he came in and he played with a lot of heart, a lot of passion, which is something that we saw from him since day one, since he stepped in the building. You never got to question if, Jordan's going to have any fear or if he's going to be hesitant. Whatever he does, he's going to do it 100%. And, not to mention he's got a lot of physical traits that I guess you could say are ahead of his age in terms of being a freshman. He's a lot more physically developed and he's been gifted with a lot of speed and strength. His age, not having been in a college football, lifting program for, the same amount of time as other people, but he can deal with the physicality at this level. We never question that. And then, he can cover as well. So I think this experience is great. Anytime you're a young guy and you can get quality minutes like that, that's something that you kind of tuck under your sleeve moving forward as you move into year 2, year 3, et cetera. So super happy for him, glad he was able to get some burn tonight and really help contribute.
So I know that you guys are kind of focused on Buffalo, but next week is kind of a winner go home game. So it could be your last game ever. How does that affect the way you're going to prepare, or does it?
No, I try to stick to the same process week in and week out. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say, it's not going to be a little different considering, like you said, this is my last game in the Shoe. But, I try to stick to the same process. I feel like it's worked for me the past couple of years, and, I believe in it. So as far as me changing up anything as far as preparation, that won't happen. But the emotions and, all the natural feelings and things of that nature in terms of, everything I've experienced since I've been here at Ball State and, just the ups and downs, that'll definitely be on full display come next Tuesday.
And with that being said, regardless, win or lose, it will be your last game of treatment, like you said. What does that mean to you?
I mean, it means everything. Like I said, it seemed like yesterday I was just a wide-eyed freshman who coaching staff believed in, and I was able to come in and play early. And I made a lot of mistakes early on in my career, freshman and sophomore year. I was hungry, but I had a coaching staff who was willing to go the extra mile for me, put me in a position, keep faith in me, and put me out there week in and week out. And took some on the chin, and I gave some out too. But, through everything I've experienced since I've been here, I feel like it's made me stronger, and I definitely feel like I'm a better football player and a better man due to my 4.5 years here at Ball State. So, yeah, I mean, probably going to be a lot of reminiscing here this next couple, 6 days of just, knowing it'll be my last lift in a couple of days. It'll be my last meeting in a couple of days. I'm not going to say it's going to be my last, but as far as in this building, playing on the shoe, it'll be my last of a lot of things. So, we're just focused on getting the win so we can get a couple more guaranteed days with each other.
And last question, you're viewed as a leader on this team, and in a game where it's win or go home, your backs are against the wall. How do you take on that challenge?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you got to use every aspect of the game. Senior night, things of that nature. It's kind of something where guys gotta play for more. They got to find something to play more for more than themselves. We don't have selfish guys on the team, but I'm saying to get that extra oomph from everybody, you got to get guys to buy into the fact that there's a lot of seniors who've laid it on the line, and I feel like the least you could do is give your best effort for 60 minutes. Considering everything a lot of these guys have been through, and yeah, I feel like I said, it's a mentality and it's an attitude that we got to take the field with and understand. This is our last. Even for younger guys, this is your last game on the shoe until you go through the whole process of winter workouts, summer workouts, camp, spring ball, till that starts over again. And yeah, I mean, it's a mentality, and so I hope guys are ready to buy in and do what we need to do to get this win on Tuesday.
Thanks, Bryce.
Thanks, Bryce.
Thank you.
We will go ahead and open it up.
Carson, I guess, just after a game like that, what's the message?
Yeah, just feeling a little down right now, but one at a time, that's our motto, so come back off of, a game that we kind of struggle with and, kind of get it for these seniors, coming in as, they're kind of their last, hopefully a couple games that we have left and, try to get bowl eligible for them. And, because we know how hard they've worked these past, 5 or 6 years that they've been here. So, just taking one thing at a time and, stepping back up and, don't get down on ourselves, kind of, revive ourselves and, get ready for Buffalo.
Yeah, and you guys marched down the field and scored on the first drive again. Maybe struggled a little bit after that, especially in the second half. What kind of changed offensively maybe after that?
Yeah, definitely. We just kind of couldn't, convert on things. We didn't have that, extra push, that we usually have. And, we were just missing stuff here and there. And, the rain didn't really help that much, being able to pass the ball, with our great wide receivers and Jay Hall being out as well, that kind of, made us struggle a little bit. But, yeah, definitely, not converting on third downs and stuff here and there. So.
I think the past 2 weeks that's been kind of an issue. What's it going to take to get over that hump maybe for next week?
Yeah, definitely. Just pushing for those extra yards here and there, after making a catch or, running the ball, trying to, reach out or get that extra, a couple of yards and, making the right cuts or, making the, best catches that you can possible, in order to get that, first mark down. So.
I guess now 6 days until the last game of the regular season at least.
Mm-hmm.
What do you hope to see out of this team over the course of that?
Definitely, hopefully we can get a great win here, coming back against a good team, Buffalo, and try to get these seniors to a bowl game and enjoy a bowl victory. That'd be one thing that we that would be really cool for me, and especially like I said for the seniors as well too. Getting them and bringing them back to a bowl game as well. So.
Carson, just one question for me. This was your third game with at least 20 plus carries. I guess nearing the end of your freshman season, how comfortable do you feel in that role where they're kind of leaning on you to kind of hit the backfield?
Yeah, definitely. Coming into it, I didn't really know where they were going to put me and stuff here and there, but starting to learn the plays and stuff. Very thankful for the other running backs, because they've been helping me here and there. Just learning plays and learning the techniques and stuff of what it is to be a college running back. And, very thankful for Coach Neu and Coach Lynch, calling the plays and, kind of like providing stuff for me here and there. And, giving me like an opportunity or trusting me to be able to run the ball that many times. So very thankful for them as well.
So, you know, you kind of alluded to it earlier. Your approach for next week, given that the season is going to be on the line, you know, it's kind of a win or go home. What's your approach going to be heading into that game?
Definitely. Yeah. Make sure we're recovering our bodies. You know, it's a 6-day comeback, you know, so recover our bodies first and, you know, mentally focus in, don't get down on ourselves, you know, even though we had a tough game today. Get focused back on ourselves, you know, being able to, you know, convert on the little things that we couldn't have been able to before, and you know, try to get a, you know, great victory back here.
And lastly, you know, you kind of said something about it earlier as well. Not only is it the last game that you're doing of the season, but you guys have a lot of guys where it could be their last game ever if you guys do lose. Would you do it as you're playing next game for them?
Oh yeah, most definitely. You know, especially, you know, coming off the seasons that they coming in at like 2017, you know, 2016, some of those dudes, you know, some of the older dudes, and you know, it was tough for them, and you know, they've come back really well, and they've kind of put like the stamp mark at Ball State, you know, what Ball State's really about. So it just mean everything to do it for them, and you know, to try to come back and you know, get them bowl eligible and hopefully, you know, win a bowl game as well too. So.
Thanks, Carson.